Hello and welcome to the world of college and career readiness. As you can see on the second slide, community colleges are the gateway for many students into the world of higher education. In fact, for the state of Illinois, community colleges are the primary provider of the higher education experience. This slide is basically just to give you an overview of the community college system. So let's take a look at some of the major points. First of all, the first community college in the entire nation was established in the state of Illinois, and that was Joliet Junior College. The state of Illinois is the third largest community college system in the nation. There are 48 community colleges statewide, and those are scattered throughout the state, from the Chicago area all the way to the far southern end of the state. Community colleges serve approximately 1 million students per year. So as you can see that they are major players in the higher education system. This slide is an overview of the college districts within the state, and you can see that each community college is there, as well as the district is outlined for you to have a visualization of. Illinois community colleges report to a board referred to as the ICCB, which stands for the Illinois Community College Board. Each state is different as to how it is set up. Some community colleges report to a board of regions, others report through a university system. But here we report to the Illinois Community College Board, and you can see how the members of the board are appointed. For the ICCB to address the needs of the different community colleges, they have to have advisory committees or groups set up. And the function of these groups is to provide basically a needs assessment. And how they do that is these different factions with different interests gather the information and then share it with the ICCB, which then can act upon those different needs. Many of the minorities in the state, along with students with disabilities and also students that have English as their second language, begin their higher education journey in the community college system. So you can see from these numbers that community colleges play a major role in upward mobility for many diverse student groups. Serving the underserved. It is about a very diverse population, which includes students not quite ready for college level work in the basic skill areas of math, reading, and writing, all of which are crucial for college success. To address this skill need, community colleges have developmental education courses. Now, how great is the need for such courses? Well, you can see from this slide that approximately 780,000 students are enrolled in at least one developmental education course. Now, of those students, 24% of the 18-year-olds are enrolled in a developmental course. Now, those are the students that are coming directly from high school. And then out of that 24%, more than 60% are in the math area. And then you can see that 83% are in both the math and the language arts areas. The College and Career Readiness Project was made possible through Senate Bill 858. The bill amended the Illinois Community College Board Act to require the creation of the College and Career Readiness Pilot. Community colleges are the only post-secondary institutions allowed to participate through this piece of legislation. The Community College Readiness Project goals include the diagnosis of college readiness, which is basically, what are the skills needed for college success, and where the student is currently within that skill range. The development of intervention strategies. Also, they are charged to reduce the need for developmental or remedial coursework, which is basically developmental or remedial is interchangeable. Again, I'd like to point out that they are to reduce, not do away with it totally, because there will always be a need for that type of coursework. Then they are to align the high school and college curriculum. First, they have to identify the gaps, if there are gaps that exist, and then address those gaps within the curriculum. The general that the college is named after was quite the educational advocate. In this quote, it's as if he is providing insight surrounding some of the issues, such as student college readiness, that higher education will face. So there you have a picture of a statue of the general and one of his most famous quotes. In case you haven't noticed, we are not in Chicago. Our district is very rural, which means the communities we serve are spread across 1,140 square miles. So for the College and Career Readiness Project, to be able to provide services to its communities and information about the project, we had to offer, a lot of different types of resources. So, a few of the materials that were used to spread the word include, providing information on the types of skills needed for college success through some math and English booklets, which our own college faculty produced, and then also brochures and manuals that clearly outlined the college and career readiness goals and outcomes for our community members. Meeting the needs. We certainly strive to reach out and meet the needs of our district students through a variety of mechanisms. Dual credit is one such mechanism, and dual credit courses are available to students while they're in high school. We also offer an online degree, which is accredited, and several online courses. And that's just to name a few of the many student-driven components offered at the college. It is estimated that developmental education costs anywhere from $4 to $13 billion a year. Nationwide, approximately 4 of every 10 first-time students are in at least one of the basic skill classes due to not being prepared. When students have to enroll in developmental education courses, it lengthens the time that it takes for them to receive a degree. It also increases the number of college courses that they have to take, and it can sometimes have financial aid implications, because many times financial aid will not pay for developmental education courses because they are not listed on curriculum guides. This cost also adds up in relationship to the lost wages, because it takes more time for them to acquire their degree. They're not able to get out into the workforce and start making money right away. If they do go on out into the workforce, sometimes it can result in poor worker productivity because they're not sure of, for example, how or what they're supposed to be doing due to a lack of comprehension of what they're reading. Here are the developmental courses that the College and Career Readiness Project focused on. They are actually, this is a listing of our higher level developmental education courses, and the courses are common. I mean, they're offered at the majority of community colleges. And there may be a few differences in the credit hours or how the courses are delivered to the students, but we needed to have some type of common ground for this particular project, and so these are the courses that we focused on. Here's a quote from Benjamin Franklin: "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." The College and Career Readiness Program is an investment and commitment to knowledge, and so we felt like this was a very relevant quote to the project. So, what does college readiness mean? Many teachers, employers, parents, and also students have struggled with what college readiness means, because it can mean different things to different people. For some, it means that a student has a high school diploma or a GED. And so we had to make sure that we were all on common ground as far as what college readiness means, so then we could address those issues. So, what our participants told us is that they believe college readiness means that a student is ready to go to work, that they're ready to transition from high school to college level credit courses, that they arrive at the college or in the workplace with the habits that are necessary for them to be successful, and that college readiness extends way beyond just math and English skills, that they also need to be familiar with the other systems of the college, how to navigate that system. This is the definition provided by the leading testing company of elementary and high schools and also college students. You can see there that they believe it means that a student is ready to enroll and succeed in a college level course, regardless of if that course is in the math area, government, and that also the student brings that level of preparation with them directly from the high school to the college level setting. So, now that we have an idea of what college readiness is, how do we achieve this readiness? Well, one of the items that needs to be addressed is there needs to be common assessments between the high schools and the college, and so everyone has an idea of what those assessments mean. The student needs to have an idea of what they mean, parents, the high school teachers, faculty at the college level, everyone. We're all talking in using the same terms. We need to have online remedial tools. Sometimes that it can be something that the student sets down and is able to do independently, or it can be something that is facilitated by a faculty member. We need to have the colleges reach out to the high schools and increase that communication between the high schools and the colleges. We need to have early identification of the students that need some type of preparation for college and the workplace. And graduation requirements need to equal the admission requirements of the colleges. Placement scores. This is another piece of the puzzle, and this needs to be communicated directly to the students what their placement scores mean. If they receive a writing score on the Compass test, and it's a 37, what does that score mean in terms of where they will start in college? I mean, what level will they start at? Are they ready for college level work? Those scores need to mean something to the students. The next slide shows the ACT College Readiness Benchmarks, and ACT came up with these benchmarks, and basically they're saying that if a student has an 18 or higher on like the English area, then they should be able to make a C or better in college level courses. So the teachers, staff, and the parents involved in the College and Career Readiness program suggested that in order to impact college and career readiness, there should be, again, an increase in interaction between the high schools. So not only that communication, but also for them to have the opportunity to work together in an educational setting or in a more informal setting where they were able to trade ideas, trade materials. Earlier placement testing basically needs to be done in the fall, so then students are able to start preparing for college or the workplace during the spring of their senior year. Communicate the goals of the college readiness, what that means, what are the outcomes, and then again to align the curriculums between the high schools and the college. The collaboration. This slide includes an embedded podcast, which Sherry Burrell, an instructor of English here at the college, talks about the increased communication and collaboration and how meaningful that is to this project. I mean, we certainly feel that collaboration is one of the pillars of success for the College and Career Readiness program.
The college instructors allows us to see what's happening, allows us to share strategies that have worked to motivate students, that students find fun, yet educational, and they learn at the same time. And also, we see where the gaps are between when they leave high school and when they begin college, and we can both, on each end, work to correct those gaps and help students leave high school and be more successful at the college level. Thank you.
High schools are working on the project and helping us with identifying the students who are in need of college readiness skills. They are also developing interventions along with the faculty from the college. They're analyzing the assessment information and applying those objectives that have been identified and embedding those in courses at the high school level. And they're also helping us to communicate the goals of the project to parents, because parents are a very important piece of this project and for getting students involved. In order to increase the curriculum alignment between the high schools and the college, especially in the areas of math and English, we had faculty working on developing interventions that we provided to students during the summers, and again, the sessions were being team taught by the high school and the college faculty. We had Saturday sessions which we offered to the students. They could come in on a Saturday and work with content area experts and work to improve their skill levels in those particular areas. Our instructors also had the opportunity to go to the high schools and provide interventions there, again working with the high school teachers, and also to exchange assessment documents, the outcomes that were expected, what that meant to the students, and also what that meant and the changes that were needed both at the high school and the college level in specific content areas. This particular slide depicts or includes some audio from one of our student participants. If you'll click on the speaker icon in the lower left corner of the slide, you'll hear from a student that was involved in the College and Career Readiness Project, and it reflects the thought process of many students during their senior year of high school. So now if you'll just take a moment and click on the icon, you'll be able to hear from one of our students.
Get things done, and it's not summer anymore. I feel high school prepared me pretty well for college. Senior year, not so much. Kind of took it easy, relaxed, like most seniors do, and that's why this class over summer really helped me out a lot. Helped me get back in the zone. I was on a construction site, and I was a little confused as to what was going on, but I knew about it from a letter I received in the mail, and I knew that also I had to retake the compass testing because I kind of blew off the first time, and I heard it from Mrs. Fox, and I felt that I didn't want to take it, but I needed it. It was necessary in order to prepare for college. I was a little confused. I received a letter in the mail to the summer workshop. I then later received a call from Mrs. Fox about the class, and I was apparently placed in a remedial class, and I needed this workshop in order to get into a better class. I benefited from the summer workshop because compass testing, and it helped refresh my memory and help me in my math skills, and I feel I wouldn't have been placed in a higher class if I had not taken it. I feel that most students were in the same situation I was in coming into college, unprepared, forgot a lot of their stuff, and that this class really helps out. So I would highly advise it to anyone who feels that they want to come to college with a good start.
This slide reflects some of the strategies used to move us closer to college and career readiness. We offered the students with the opportunity and information to navigate the educational system. We offered them skill-based boot camps, working on their math and English skills, one-on-one tutoring and mentoring. Also, emotional intelligence was one of the mechanisms embedded throughout this entire program, and this is the opportunity for students to identify their individual strengths and then how to apply those strategies in a variety of settings. This audio reflects the persistence needed by our staff to get students involved in the College and Career Readiness program and to to basically help themselves by preparing for their future.
I think that being college ready means that you are prepared for whatever college throws at you. Being organized, having time management, just being prepared to meet new people, and just growing in a new experience, and just being prepared in all your classes like math and English and anything like that. I had gotten a call from the director of the program, Toyin Fox, and she had just told me about the program and like the highlights of it and where to meet, and that's how I found out about it. My senior year in high school, I thought that I was pretty much prepared, but yet college was like this unknown world, and so I was kind of unsure of how I was going to do. My school, we went to John A. Logan, and they gave us a tour, and there were different speakers and stuff, so that kind of broke the ice, I thought, a little bit and helped. The first time I took the asset test, I was pretty nervous. I usually get nervous during tests, and I thought I did pretty well, but then I found out that I didn't do so great. My experience with the workshop went pretty well. At first I was kind of skeptical because I had never heard of it, but when I went, it was just a really fun experience. I got to meet a lot of cool people and make some friends, and they gave away some really neat door prizes. I think I won like an iPod and a lawn chair and just a bunch of other stuff. But then we started like a math class, and I honestly learned more in the few hours of just those math classes than I did in the years of just going to high school. And so it was encouraging because I felt like I really understood the math, and when I retook the placement test, I had bumped up into college math, and it felt like a really good experience. I would definitely recommend this program to other students if they had the opportunity to come, because you just learn so much from it, and it's just a really good transition in going to college from high school, and I thought it was a very positive experience, and I think it's very good for high school students who are unprepared in going to college.
This project included many different stakeholders, including administrators from the high schools and also the college, the teachers, the faculty members, the board members from both educational entities, and also community partners. We needed their input as well. I mean, what did they feel this project needed to address? Professional development, another important piece of success, or important piece for success. We had to provide professional development for our teachers and staff, and this development had to be ongoing. It had to offer a variety of opportunities for new information. Parents or partners. Parents are key to the college and career readiness success, and their input is basically priceless. To get the parents involved, many times we had to go out into the community and meet with them, and again share that information about the project goals. High school and college counselors worked together for this project, and they were able to offer us tips on referring students, what coursework patterns meant for students and their success. They were able to offer historical information about the students, and also insight as to the expectations of the students and their families, and also what the college faculty could expect from the students. The project offered students the opportunity to interact with educational guides. The guides provided information for the students. Also, they offered support of both their academic and social growth. And then they were able to communicate back to the administrators for the project and also to the faculty through a monthly progress report system. The project evaluation benchmarks mean, obviously, evaluation is a very important part of this project because we want to know, what our gains have been as far as the project goes, and also some areas that we still need to address and to work on. We had an external evaluator that met with the teachers and the staff and the students of the project, and they certainly provided powerful insight on areas for improvement. They also were able to take some of the data that had been collected, and now we're moving towards actually a P20 data system, which will include all of the data from the elementary level of a student through their post-secondary experience, or once they enter the workforce. Next slide. As with any endeavor, it's really important to focus on the positives and not the barriers. And here's a list of some of the positive outcomes of the College and Career Readiness Project. Many of these items we have discussed throughout this presentation. But certainly improved communication is one of the greatest gains of the project. And because of this increased communication, some of the testing guidelines for the college has been changed, and also some of the high schools were able to identify some gaps, and then they were able to change their textbook and curriculum outlines. Also, we put together a College and Career Readiness Committee that is starting to go out and meet with the high school boards and present the gains to these boards, and what this type of collaboration can do, the positive impact it can have on the students and the communities in which they're serving. The College and Career Readiness Project has been successful in helping students become prepared for post-secondary academic work and also the workforce. Is there more to do to improve readiness? Certainly there is, but we have made gains, which have an impact in a positive manner on students, families, and also employers. Now that we are at the conclusion of the College and Career Readiness presentation, you should now be able to identify what college readiness means in today's society, characterize the majority of students that are enrolled in community colleges. You should be able to comment on how the Illinois Community College Board program of College and Career Readiness was funded, outline the goals of the College and Career Readiness Project, identify the most common academic areas that prove problematic for students entering college. You should be able to identify what developmental education is and also discuss the issues and concerns of developmental education. You should also be able to describe why college and career readiness is a national concern, regardless of a student's intent of enrolling in college or if they intend on entering the workplace. Now feel free to click on the speaker icon on the slide and enjoy the music and also the relaxing view. Thank you.